Good. Oh, this one works. Better. Testing. Okay, mic seems to work. Great. Sharing my screen. So yesterday I was no longer after the screen. This morning I already took a small trade because I just saw a clear draw on liquidity. And I still need to log my trade from yesterday. So first, let's do that. Yes. I am not the good morning to everybody. I am not the most. So yesterday's trade was a long, and this gave 0.5. Plate even when banks are was a 6-hour trade. Okay, I got the screens. Good morning to all. We'll be with you very soon. Still need to log my trade from yesterday. So yesterday, where were we? Six, seven, here it was. So this was yesterday's orb. And I said that this 5-minute per value gap would get hit, 15 minutes per value gap. We tapped it very clearly. So that was also my TP. That was one long trade. So everybody stayed in it. Congratulations, because you had to have a lot of patience before this one played out. So this took from 7 to 2:30 in the afternoon. So I'm very happy that I was not at the screens anymore. Copy this link. For me, that was only a half hour in profit because I really didn't put much value on it. I just wanted to see if it played out. Now I did take this morning a small trade because it was so clear. I opened the charts and this was showing at that point. So I could not resist taking it. So which trade did I take this morning? We came in this hourly value gap, and there was one here also. So I saw at the 5 minutes or 50 minutes that we had a push up after sweeping. So we swept liquidity here. I saw a change in direction on this 5 minutes, and we had a sweep of liquidity once more. This would have been the perfect entry, but I was a little bit later than that watching the charts, so I entered on this one. Put up my stop actually just below this wick, and this was my target, so I'm already out of trade also. And that was a 2 hour. I did not add anything because this was outside my trading plan. It was so clear I could not let it go. So that was 10:20, 10:40. This is still yesterday. Okay, I'm here. I really need to do this first, otherwise I would not keep me on my own terms. So I just logged my trade from this morning. Could not resist taking this one. Okay, so let's take a look at what the charts are showing us at this point. Let's take a small recap of yesterday's trades too. I believe all of you are already in here. Good morning, by the way. So yesterday when we came into stream, I was expecting us to take out liquidity after we really stayed above the highs here, and we did not have a push down. I did believe that we were going to move up to this small 5 minute for value gap that was still here. So this one was not completely tapped. So it was tapped once, but not filled up. So this was the target that I wanted to see hit. And we eventually did. After quite some time. And you can see if we choose the right liquidities where they are at, that they have a lot of confidence that they would change the market. So the market rallied up, tapped it once here. So this was actually where I exited. Just before opening of the New York session, just in the morning, we rallied up once, and then we saw displacement lower. We came back. Also here, that was also, if you were after the charts yesterday, this would have been a very great entry on hindsight to take it lower then and to continue. But this would have been, two separate moments. This was 12 o'clock at my time zone, so that would have been quite late to be here. Now, for today, let's remove my drawings. So we did sweep all this liquidity, what I was expecting yesterday. So we were building up such a lot of trendline liquidity for people that want to see us go higher. So we just swapped this one here. That's why I entered this trade. We took it too long, and now we're again inside a range. So Let's point out yesterday's high. So this was the high from yesterday. The low from yesterday was already swept because that was the day before. Please so. Yeah, so this was Sunday. So the low from yesterday has been taken, so this one is no more valid. So this would have been here. Now I want to see how we react. So a continuation to the highs would be very normal. That we go to this hourly for value gap just above here. That's not has been touched yet before continuing lower. Or this was the gap that will push us lower now. So we have two options that can play out at this point. I do prefer us to go up first to hit this hourly for value gap and then to see us go lower, or maybe even London take out the highs and then continue lower. This is at first what I can see. I'm not looking at the chat at a second. I will in a minute. If we do not displace up from here, that would be my end target to start with, and look very closely what we do, because we have now 1, 2 for value gaps over 15 minutes. So these are quite strong. If you see 2 after each other. I do prefer us to go up first to hit this hourly gap. There's also a 15-minute per value gap still inside that has not been touched. We will see what plays out. So first, a bit lower to these fair value gaps down here is perfectly normal. So this is just the market filling itself up. If we do see a clear displacement, this hourly gap has just been tapped in, so this still has a huge body that could be filled up. If I do have to set a target, then that would be here. Yeah, I am speaking. Can you hear me, Neptune? Also tapped the 1 hour EMA and got rejected. Got rejected on the highs or on the lows? So what do you mean, Nestor? This one is not on my screen. What did we sweep? So Parkside, we swept the lows. So what did we sweep? First of all, the daily low from yesterday. We swept London's low. So London was the lowest part, except of Asia itself. So it doesn't really sweep itself, but we swept daily low. The high is still here. So after all this liquidity here on the side that you can see was building up. Oh, all right, wrong screen. So here at the side, you can see that there was a lot of trend line liquidity being built up. It was a little bit taken here, and the rest was taken in Asia. So we came down almost to the lows completely. And if you watch in a higher time frame, we tapped a 1 hour per value gap with a lot of orders inside because this was just a huge push up in a 1 hour. So there is a lot of orders still left in here. And now we see a slowly movement down. On the 4 hour, this one is way stronger, you can see, than the bodies that go up. So I'm quite confident that we can go lower. Now we're at the zone that these candles touch each other too. So there is no fair value gap at the 4 hour anymore. But the only thing that I still believe that gets possible now is that we tap the 1 hour. So if we got rejected, like somebody told us, Neptunus said we got rejected on the 1 hour. Oh yeah, just below. So we're going back up. Asia high, yeah. So if your Asia high is correct, so that is also where I'm aiming for at this point. The 1 hour just above. The only thing I don't like about this place where we're at this point is those two fair value gaps just below. So these two. This is the only thing I don't like about this trade now. If we do have a continuation up, this would be definitely the target that I want to see get hit. So we're inside the 5, we're inside the 15-minute value gap, and you can see these candles are now losing strength. Like you can say this was quite some strength pushed directly higher, and now we're just like slowly building up some liquidity to give us a push in or the upside or the downside movement. So every time we see like a sideways slowly movement, that's a great place where you can see the market is just breathing and building up some liquidity for itself so they can move in either direction. Nestor, if I would be you, I would put my stop under that previous wick where liquidity last was taken. So if you would take what you've shown, if you want to go long from here, I would put my stop under this one. That was the last liquidity being swept. But be careful, be a bit cautious. We still have a 5-minute FEG just under it too. That could be touched one more time before continuation moving further upwards. Just a minute. Yeah, I would put my stop on this one. So if we see our orb range, first of all, we can directly see that we have some value gaps inside. I always wonder who this is with this hip hop sound when you enter Futures and Friends. Perfectly. I just wanted to point out where I would have put it my stop. So this was the 15 minutes. So we have a range. So it looks like the Nasdaq wants to move already without us. So this would have been a place where I would have added if we had a shorter range. And this would be a watch point for myself, or we could add, or it could be TP. So we had a very small range at this point. The reason why I say that this could be also TP is because we then closed off this complete fair value gap. If this liquidity wants to stay here and they are protected, that we should see a continuation lower to take out that huge fair value gap just below us. So in about 2 minutes, we will see if we can enter this. About 22 points, 25 points. If it's already here, I don't think I will enter because then it's like no point anymore. So this is only a 0.5. So I will not enter if we already hit this high. It still needs to be worth it to trade it. So even a 0.8 is actually not very useful. I will watch it, but I don't think I will enter just because of this small range. Look, 0.8, look, it's not even worth trading. Even that this is the clear draw. So we will hit this, but it's just no point of entering. You have to be a bit discretionary, but giving a half hour or giving an hour to make 0.7 is like, yeah, not so smart with your money management funds. So Normally this should be an entry, but just because of the small range that we only have for my TP, I don't believe I will enter, like I said. Otherwise, this would have been a great trade. Yeah, the entry was really down here somewhere to take. So anybody that wants to take it, this is what I should do. If you enter here, that will be your point of interest again to see if we do continue higher, yes or no. I'm just not entering it just because of the small range. That's the only reason. Because first TP would be here, and that is like a very small amount. So if you did enter, I will can manage this one. So this would have been an adding point or already a TP. So here we need to really be careful and watch what the market wants to do. If we rally through here, then we're definitely going to that just above. So now I want to see how we react on this position. If we do have a retracement, like say back to the orb range, and then a displacement away from it, then we can enter again. But everybody can see that like I normally by my rules I need to put my stop all the way at the bottom of the orb, and this is just not worth it. So if we move through this one, this is another place where you could add and then hit it to here. I will not wait until the 5 minute is closed. I would directly add if we are moving that direction. I believe this will be the first stream I'm not taking a trade. Dylan, I'm not sure if this is full that nobody can watch, if you can't watch the stream or what's happening. If you do want to watch it, normally it's also on my channel, so you can watch it there. I'm streaming it live too. So the reason why I didn't enter is just because of the small range we had. So it is a clear draw that we will hit this high. The 15 minute is showing the same strength. The only reason, like I said before, I'm not joining this trade is just because of this huge small range. It's just not worth it. What we can do is be patient and see if we have a reaction of here afterwards, and then take it back to the lows. So that would be an ILM instead of an orb today then, but yeah, a 0.7 hour, I'd rather not take it. Even with adding, that would only make it like a max of 1 hour. But you don't need me anymore, I believe already, to enter these trades and to continue to move further upwards. I believe many of you have been here for a week or two already that I've been streaming, so everybody already knows how to enter a trade themselves. You may take it if you want to. For me, it's just no point. I believe you all understand why I am not entering this trade today. If we are lucky and we have a nice draw on this liquidity up here, this 1 hour, and we have a clear move lower, then I definitely would enter that one. It is what it is today, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, the true entry was all the way down here, of course. I was not streaming yet, but this was a clear entry. This one, I entered on this week just to this high, so I just could have continued the move myself. I did not. So now let's see if we do have a reaction off of this. Now we closed it completely until the high. I want to see now if we have a clear change or that we have a continuation, because this one will show us what it wants to do in about 2 minutes. This is why I said this was first TP for me. Because Asia sometimes is different trading and doesn't always sweep liquidity. Sometimes it just hits into a direction and then continues to move what it really wanted to do. So the draw today was still, for me, going lower. Even if we did sweep already previous day low, I still believe that we will go a bit lower today. Just because of this huge 4-hour candle that we had. If we do not displace above this 1 hour, we are in this 4 hour definitely going to this low. And I believe London, I believe London in about a half hour that it opens will show us what direction it wants to do. I will be patient and see what London brings. I will stay on the stream until then, and see what happens. Did anybody take this orb to the high, even without me? Always curious. Even here you can still see it wants to push higher. We came down, closed the candle, and now it's in the last minute or 16 seconds still trying to push higher. So that was a tap. If you are in this trade, I would put your stop already here so that you are almost completely at BE because now it should definitely directly continue. No moving lowers, just a straight push up. And if it does come back down, then that was the protected high. I would have preferred to take a trade myself too, but yeah, it is what it is today. I'm in, yes, 1/4 hour, me too. I entered on the candle, close above the 5 EMA, same here. Okay, nice, great, nice to see. Oh, I didn't look. Did we have news today? Anybody knows outside? Yeah, in about 15 minutes we have something, so this could have a change. So here we may one time tap this one more time just to sweep it before going up, but I don't want us to see us go under here at all. If we stay above this one, that could be OTP, or you can choose to enter an extra quarter. If you are only in a quarter or inside, you can add an extra, and this should be then your draw of liquidity. If we do move above it, I would put my stop then just below the last take of liquidity. So just to say that this one taps this small FEG one more time, perfectly possible. And I would put my stop under that wick. If it hits this gap, then you are at least already in a very small profit or just at BE to see it continue up higher. Because if we zoom out, this looks like a very clear movement up now at this point. Huge 15-minute candles. I would not want us to see at least come below this one again. So at the first adding point where I said we already passed it before we entered or before you guys entered. So I would not want us to see us come here. Otherwise I would go out of it. So this would be, instead of this, what should be here? Soft stop. So you can leave your stop where it is at this point, and then if we do hit this and you see a strong push lower, then I would put my soft stop here. If we do break it, you can get out when you want to. Not if we just wick it, but really if we this plays through it, I would definitely get out. But at this point, we still have a strong push up, so it still looks like it wants to go higher. So now if we do hit that one, that would be my full TP. If we just place through here, you can put your stop under this wick. So this would be then my stop, then you're completely already break for that was TP. Now you can here or and let it continue, or you can choose to take profit here and to get out the trade. So that was a very clear draw on liquidity. These equal highs that were created, or almost equal highs that were created. Now we came in that 1 hour for value gap. You can see it does not have a lot of strength to keep it at this high. So for everybody that took it, congrats. That was a profit. Lock your trade, please. So now you have two options, or you can close the trade, or you put your stop 3 minutes. 3-minute wick here. That's 21,232. So those two options you can have now. So then you're in profit anyways, and you can see if it does want to continue higher, and it wants to close off this complete. My dog says hello again. We could maybe get value gap too, so still possible. Very happy for you, Nestor. Great trade. Great. Where were you long from? Oh, from the orb range. The most of them took them out of my my pre-market orb, dark one. A few wat. Sexy, Aljana? Zet het een beetje zachter, wilt? Ja, thank you. So they were from this range, 15 minutes, the continuation that they moved up. So after a 5 minutes break, they entered the trade and just took it to TP. So happy to help all of you. Happy that you guys make profit today. That's what I'm here trying to do every day, or doing every day, making sure that you keep or make funds with me. And if you did make profits, it's always nice that people tag me also in the profit zone, so that I can also see that I'm still doing what I have to be doing. Not that I get paid or anything, but it's always nice to be appreciated. So we'll be a little bit more patient off of this 1 hour FEG. If now the next 19 minutes I see placement going lower, I would try to enter it and to say that we want to go down. But at this point, I would not dare to enter. Just because of the volume in this candle. At this point, it wants to go higher and not lower. And if it does want to go higher, we will take out a previous day high. So in about 90 minutes, I will see what happens. In about 5 minutes, we have news coming out. So this could see, we could also see displacement going lower then after that. But at this point, this is still a bullish candle. So we came into it, cleaning it off and then continue. So we do have to displace back in under here, at least, to see a move in the other direction. And I do want to have a nice 5-minute close before I would ever enter, because I like continuation movements and I don't really like reversals. I'll take myself a coffee or drink, do so too for all of you. I'll be right back. And if anybody has a question, you can also type it. I would be gladly to help. Let's take a look if somebody asked something in the chat. No. Can you please explain your entry earlier today? I wanted to take it, but said to myself, let's wait for the stream. Of course, Majid. So I will go over it. I took this entry here below. Two big reasons. First of all, we had a trend line liquidity that was being taken out completely, except of this very last low. But in the hourly, you can taken out everything. We came in a 1 hour for value gap, and afterwards I was on the 5 minutes, and here was really my showing that it wanted to change direction. So first of all, we came when I was at the chart here at this point. So I was still being patient then. I saw a fair value gap being created on the 5 minutes. I saw it tap once, tap twice, and then we tapped it 3 times. We closed it up completely. So after I see a fair value gap getting closed almost completely, excuse me, so as good as completely, and sweeping out stops one more time. And then I saw a continuation, and I saw a huge 5 minute candle created out of this. So this was, for me, a sign that we have a change in direction, because 4 confirmations that I had at that point. So first of all, I had sweeps of higher time frame liquidity. I had daily low being swept. We came into an hourly for value gap after a bullish reaction. And then in the lower time frames, we had a change of delivery of structure. So we had a huge bullish candle. By changing structure, we came back, we tapped it, we did not sweep anything, and then we had a huge rally away from it. So this candle really was my biggest entry point, because this one showed me we are moving now higher. So I entered it, and then I'm very protective on where I take profit. So the first profit that I then saw was the top of this candle before we enter into this fair value gap. There was one lower here also that we could have taken, but this one would have been more interesting. I would be very careful and also look at this high, because there is also a 5 minute fair value gap up here. So these two would be very interesting to see what happened. And you can see we just rallied through this one. We didn't even come back. We just tapped it, and then we continued to move directly to the next high. Here I got out, and then we formed our orb range and moved further. So I already got out of this wick. I didn't take it all the way to the highs, because I was not 100% sure yet here that we would have continued higher. This is why I entered this trade. Was that clear, Majid? So you don't need to wait for me to stream to take a trade. You can definitely take this also for yourself. Teach yourself taking these trades. You can do it on a practice account, or just take it with a one contract, even if it's small, one contract entry. If you've taken it from here all the way to the highs, you would have made at least, I believe, 2R from here to the highs, stops here. So this is already a 4R now, or almost a 4R. So even if you only taken one contract, you made 65 or 64 points x2, so that's $120, $130. So you made a half R for my. Now here, I would not take a trade yet. I would wait until London opens. This one will show us if it wants to go lower, yes or no. So anybody that wants to trade a reversal, be patient, people. Trading reversals, you have to be very patient, because you need to see a 5 minute change of structure Wait until you see a fair value gap created out of that change of structure. You will see us get tapped that one more time before we have a change in delivery. Same from here. So you see, we swept, we came up, we tapped. And all this time, you should not have been in the trade yet. Okay, you could have been in, you entered on this fair value gap and just put your stop here to the low. If you believe that this was already, but on the 15 minutes, you can see we did not have change of structure yet. Okay, we did in fungal, but we only had change in structure on this. This one was too close for me. And after then, we swept and we directly moved higher. So if you entered in any of these trades here, you would have been already pre-entering it before we really had a change of delivery or change of structure. So trading is a patient game, and it will definitely be a challenge for all of you to learn it. But once you master it, you'll be so grateful that you can do this and be patient, and it will help you in the rest of your life too. So you will be learn to be patient at everything. So even if you did get out and the market is still moving higher, there is always a new opportunity to enter. So be grateful for the profit that you already taken out of it. And now we can be patient and see if we do have somewhere an entry. Yeah, Neptune, if this is a drawing, that's okay, but I would really want you to wait before you enter this one until you actually see the change in structure, because people always want to trade reversals, and I stopped trading it because we have more continuation than reversal patterns. The only time when we have a huge amount of reversal patterns is when we are doing trading sideways movements. Then we have a lot of reversals. But now there is really no time-based liquidity swept because this was Asia high, but now this is Asia high at this point because we're still trading in the Asian market. Am I correct? Or are we already? No, London clock. Normally we start with London. So some people take it at 2, some people take it at 3. So it depends on what time you take it. So if we do take it at still in Asian session, so this should be now the high of Asian. I hope this was helpful, me explaining how I think I see the market. So a 3-minute ILM, this is where I wanted to enter. A 3-minute, all the way down, where I show you where I entered it, Majid. Yeah, somebody's chatting to me on YouTube, so that's why I'm explaining it to this person. So you saw 3 minutes. So then, if I see it correctly, you saw this high here, this high as a change in delivery and structure, right? Lower, even lower than that. Damn. I don't. If you're taking this one, I would not have taken that one. Anywhere lower than this would not have been a change in delivery at all. So we had two candles. So this one could have been a change in delivery, but we came into an FEG, continued lower because normally we sweep it twice before changing structure. And here we only had in a 3 minute change of structure. But if you want to see change of structure and you are not equal in trading, take it on a higher time frame. So wait, does the structure change, or even a 15 minute? We have plenty of time to enter. We still had plenty of time to enter and hold the trade to move up to the highs. And then everywhere where you see a sweep, so say a retracement, and you see a continuation, you have everywhere that you can enter. So these are all adding points or continuation points to enter the trade. So about 3 minutes, the market opens. Let's take a look what this one will give. I will stay on for the next 15 minutes now and see what we get out of this range. If there is no change of structure, I probably will end the stream for today. And somebody asked, what's my direction? 21,125. Take a look. $63. And did you want to enter here, or did you want to enter on one of these wicks? Because if you would want to enter here because this one is showing you a bullish structure, I would never do this. That's you can have a correct bias at that point, but the reason why I would never do this is because we need to enter it again and showing us it's changing structure. Because if you entered here and you watch a 5 minutes, look, we didn't even close it yet. So if you entered after that this candle has been created and then you would have wanted to enter in this for value gap to continue higher, that's correct. Then I would have said, okay. But if you say you want to enter in the first 3 minutes by showing its hand it wants to go higher, I will never do this. And I'm quite sure that many of the times if you do this, that you wanted after the retest of the, yeah, that's great. If you wanted to enter after the retest, perfectly fine. And if you don't dare to enter it, then you just need to take it with one contract. If your stop is below, this is like nothing. So if you even wanted to enter from here and your stop is at the low point and you only have like one contract inside, so this is a stop of 18 points. So this is $36. So you need to dare to take this. Think on the positive side. So you can think two ways: is what you give is your stop, but you can also think, how much can I gain? So think on the other side, this is a nice trade to enter. Okay, so it's 9 o'clock, we open. Not trading the first 15 minutes of an opening. We do have a clear visually where this market wants to go. I will take it, but it needs to show me its hand, of course. By the way, thank you all. I'm always grateful that you all are here. And I actually don't have a bias today. I actually never have a bias. I don't like it. It's not good for my mindset. So let's see what happens. If we do tap this and we see a clear movement back to the upside, then we're going for the highs. If we displace through this 15 minutes fair value gap by creating one new one and we have retracement in it, then we're going for the lows. So, and it will show me its hand in one or the other way, and we can enter on both sides. So now we just have to be patient. Why you trade 7 and 8 o'clock London? We inverted 2-minute Fiji. We didn't. We didn't close below it. So there were 2, 1, 2. We didn't yet close it. And the reason why I wouldn't go take it lower now is because the market is still showing me its hand and wants to go up, not down at this point. If you watch this hourly candle, it even closed above. So zoom out if you really want to see what the market wants to show you. So this was the hourly, and you can see that the close of the body was above it. So if the close of the body is above it, the market still wants to show me its hand and wants to go higher. So any retracement that we see is like an entry point to continue higher. So this was could have been a nice entry point to put your stop just below, enter on the fair value gap, and to continue higher. And the first 15 minutes of an opening, please do not trade it. Even if it shows you a clear direction, I would recommend not trading it because there is a lot of volume just entering the market at this point. If you're in a trade and you have a continuation, okay, perfectly fine. But it's just a rule for myself. If you don't want to follow it, it's okay for me. But I'm just explaining why you should not enter directly in the opening range. It's the same like we don't trade between 9:30 or 3:30 in the afternoon for me and 3:45 because it's an opening range and there is a lot of volume coming inside. Orders that's already been standing there until the opening of the market, and then they throw them inside. So we didn't invert anything here. We just came back down and closed the value gap. Yeah. So if you want to trade reversals, be patient. Don't try to take a reversal on a 1 minute. It's really not profitable. If you do want to try it and take it on a 1 minute, it's okay, but take a very small range and a very fast take profit. So then you can trade like Nick does. It's not my style, but he's a good trader. But it's really not the way that I can move. I want to be calm in my trades and have patience, and I don't want to be here sitting, jumping up and down to stop direct at BE or to take profit so fast. It's something I can't do anymore. I have tried it before. So even now, if you can see that the orb from 15, from 7 played out nicely, and we had still a continuation moving higher. Even now, I'm still satisfied by not taking the trade. It's still okay. Well, a good pointer for everybody that's always wants to jump in a trade directly is before you take a trade, take 10 slowly breathes in and out. And if you still feel the same about the trade 10 seconds or 15 seconds ago, you can enter. But it helps you, preventing you by putting your finger on the buttons and just entering a trade because you want to trade. This is how I also stopped me from doing it. What stopped me? Oh, for overtrading, for not trading too much, is starting to breathe. So before you enter a trade and you see a clear direction, so say that we are just jumping in the charts now, we see a bullish reaction and it feels like it wants to go higher and you want to jump in this trade. Now, before you jump in it and you zoom a little bit out, you breathe 10 times slowly in and out, thinking also. So take a deep breath in, with a deep breath out, and do this 10 times. If you still feel the same about the trade after these 10 breathing times, enter it then. It's like 10 seconds later, maybe 15 seconds later. So the market did not rally up to 20, 30 points in just 10 seconds. Okay, sometimes it does, but more of the time it does not the same. More ease without being jumpy or being super active to enter a trade. To enter a trade. Was that clear? Dick? I hope I pronounced this correctly. Yeah, that's great too. So I do if I do a trade and I took a not profit one, I cannot re-enter for the next 15 minutes. So I have to watch the chart. I may watch the chart or just take a walk for the next 15 minutes. That's even better. So about 4 minutes, we have a range. So, and then we can see what it will bring us. Yeah, you can press lockout too, but uh, that's a great start. But at the end point, try to be master of yourself. So if you're master of yourself, you don't need to press the button here and say 5 minutes or 10 minutes custom and put a. So if you can do it without, that's even better for yourself. So that's mastery of your own mind and body, and you need to be full in control. I see it. We're inside the body. We're not the body itself, but we do over it, and it can do a lot. It can help us a lot. It needs to be healthy. You need to put the right food inside to keep it also healthy. But we also need to have full control over the mind. So the mind speaks, and everybody will fully agree with me that it talks happy sometimes and it talks sad sometimes. And in trading, it can take over very fast. And that's where we have to be discretionary as human. We need to be able to hear ourselves think without acting to it. And if you can do it without locking yourself out, you would be very grateful, because then you learn the skill to control the mind of thinking. Even if it thinks out loud and you hear it, it doesn't influence you anymore. And this also helps in skills later on when you have kids. Believe me, they are just like your brain. Sometimes they talk a lot and they like to have an impulsive moment. And then you also have to stop yourself by not reacting impulsively back to them. At the first point, this still looks like it wants to move higher. We had a 5 minute fair value gap. We tapped into it. So let's take a look where we are at its hourly. We are now at the high end of this fair value gap of the hourly. Yeah, if we do continue higher, this is going to daily high, previous day high at least. I don't really see a draw of liquidity yet where I wanted to see it go. And I don't have any, I do have a little bit of backtesting of the orb of the 9 o'clock, but I don't really have a clear viewpoint what it does in year based. So if we do have a highly draw, yeah, then I would say at least these highs here would get taken. There's nothing inside lower. News is not until 11. And Fed Kashkari speaking. I have no idea who this is, this person. So I don't think this will influence the market that much. Did we have a 5 minute close? Oh, we did. I didn't even see this one. Okay, so I'll take it to the highs. Okay. I'll put my stop halfway the orb. If we get stopped, I'm okay. Now we could see a change in structure or a movement. But for me, this is still a very bullish structure. So Nothing is showing me at this point it wants to go lower. Well, this way I will see also if this warp range works, yes or no. But you can clearly see this is still a very strong 15-minute candle. There is nothing showing to me directly that this one wants to slow down. This one is just showing me it wants to push a lot higher. Here I'm still doing the same. So every time I see a liquidity grab, I will move my stop up a bit. And this is also a nice place if you can see some. So change in delivery. So here we could have add to our position. If we move above this wick, we can add again. And then first TP, I would take this high. If you taken the trade this morning already to the highs, you don't have to take this one. Taking one trade a day is more than enough. I'm streaming anyway, so. And this still looks like it wants to show me it wants to go higher. So that's why I entered. Do you all understand why I entered this trade? So I don't want to see the market come back to this one. Otherwise, I will get out pre-early. There's no point of us to come back here. Market wants to continue higher. So if it comes back to this one, it's like 30 bucks. So it's like really nothing. I keep my stop here. This is soft stop. The reason why I don't want to see it come under this soft stop again is because we swept this for value gap, and now we just see a continuation move. There is no for value gap that I want to see go lower. Okay, we do have a lot of them below, but I don't want us to see there before we sweep daily previous daily high. And I'm a bit cautious also because I'm trading now with the trend at this point, but against the higher time frame trend. So if we close above that one, I will add a contract. If we close directly above this one, I will add 2. My stops will directly be here then. I have to wait about 3 minutes from now. And if you are calmer this way, you can always zoom out. This takes a bit of more easing. So another 3 minutes. So I did think about first shorting the market, and you can see I'm still taking longs. So it's not what my mind wants to tell me, it's really what the chart's telling me that I'm taking. So this was a high, so this could have been also a profit taking. So always these lines are points of interest where the market can change direction. So always take it with a grain of salt. If we want to add to this position, we can, but we need to stay displaced above it. And the market just continues without us. So moving stops to soft stop directly now. I don't want the market to come back. You can even say to entry even if you want to. Yeah, I'm gonna do that even, just put it on entry. So this way it's a risk, a free risk trade. Let's take a look what previous day high is. Okay, so that will be TP, moving my TP a little bit up. If we do want to go higher, I will trim one contract on this one. So I did not have time to add because we are still at this point. We still had 40 seconds. So this would be full TP if you want to stop, perfectly fine. So 21,292 is full TP. I just move my stop up if it does push in a strong movement because we just have a wick above it. If we come back to this one, I'll close the trade too. And I just keep the profits that we made. It's a small one, but profit is a profit. And if you have multiple accounts, you're always grateful. So normally we could have add, so this was TP, guys, so moving stops. So you can choose to trim or just trail your stop up right now. I will not trim, I'll just trim it up, so it's half hour. And this is actually not the best place to put my stop at this point, in the center of a value gap. So normally if we do this, we should put our stops always under a previous grab of liquidity, because this could be retracement. If we get stopped, it's okay. So there was full TP, guys. So we took 2 trades today. If you taken them out, you have 2 wins. Go off the charts right now, if we did, and then log your trade. Please do log them. It's very important, especially for the mindset. Okay, I'll just trim one contract here. So I took a bit of profit earlier. And if we hit this, I made a full R, or almost a full R. Don't be, I'd love to learn from your journal, which you provided, please. Yeah, of course I provided. Why did we not have a close yet? So we did have a close, did we not? Oh no, I closed before we. That's a 7:10, 7:15. Yeah, the reason why I entered early is because we have an up movement bias at this point. So I don't look at this orb. I look at the previous orb, and this hand is still showing me that it wants to go higher. So everything is showing me one thing, that the market wants to continue rally upwards at this point. So all I do is then follow the movement, and on every retracement that I see, so this is a retracement, we closed the value gap and we had a huge bullish movement away from it. So this is where I normally enter my trades. So if I don't trade orb, and this is for me a clear direction that we want to move in some kind of form. So moving my, again, a bit higher, moving this one also to this low. So we now tapped almost all liquidity here, so there's not much to take. So putting it at this high. So that was my first TP. So I'm now at that TP, still moving higher. So this is previous day high. So we will see if we push through it, yes or no, or if we come back, it is what it is. So I got out the trade. I will share my journal now. Take it for a second. Copy. Here you are. What time do you use for London opening range? I used 9 o'clock and the 8 o'clock of London time zone. So I prefer pre-orb, Misha. So if I take a trade normally, I take it pre-orb. So I take it normally an hour earlier. If we have a continuation like we had today, we could have had a nice 3-4 hour trade. I did not take it because I didn't see us draw to the high. No 5-minute close yet on the 15-minute orb. Yeah, that could be, but I said I wouldn't take a trade in the first 15 minutes, some Sydney. And the way up was so clear that I couldn't resist taking it. So I don't follow the orb strategy at 9 o'clock. I just follow the clear direction of the market wants to show me its hand. And it showed me its hand. It just wanted to continue move higher. This you can completely see if you watch charts too many times. Okay, I answered this one, Misha. So I answer. Yeah, sorry, I wasn't watching the chat, so that's why I didn't directly answer your question. So I normally do an hour early, so I'm been here from an hour and a half right now, a bit more than an hour and a half. Hey, John, your 1 hour is $200, right? Yeah, 1 hour is around $200 for me. It's a bit different. So that's the 2nd and 3 o'clock of New York time zone. Let me take it to New York time. I'll take a look. So now it displays it higher, so trailed a bit too fast up. We're now at session, so I took it at yeah, exactly. So that's the 2. And then again here, we had a new range. Yeah. I prefer to take it at the 2 o'clock. The reason why is, look, if we have a continuation like this, you can have a very clear trade at 2 o'clock. So this was the range we were in. We entered. I took it still here. And you can see I can re-enter it perfectly and just continue the moving higher. So if we taken this one and we took it to the highest directly, if I knew that that was the clear direction, I would have taken it. The reason I didn't take the earlier one, because it was too small of a range to take profit from. But this one trade If you have been here for a week or two, you have seen that we have taken a few losses, but this one trade could take back all of your losses in one time. Look at this one. That's a 5. If you even still held it, that's almost a 6R that you can trade without even adding. So if we add to the position, we make at least 12R or higher. So you can take a few losses then. So now I will log this trade for myself. What did I enter? I believe I entered wrong position. And I got stopped out of this one. So this is a 1.26, just easy. Do know all, this is not my official trading account where I'm out at. I was not allowed from Top Step to use my original account. I'm trading on 2 computers at this point, so I have one beside me here, what I also trade on. Yeah, happy, nice. Indeed, happy to help all of you. Grateful that I gave you guys some profits. I'm from Belgium, Misha. At this point, I'm from Belgium. And in about a few weeks, I'll be traveling with the van or the camper van for a few. Oh, I came from your country last week. Zo, je spreekt Nederlands, vlot als zeggen, Misha. Yeah, there are a few in here that can speak Flemish. So if you have taken a wall of gains, it's nice for everybody to see that we can make profits and keep growing together. So this trade was from, yeah, see you all next time. Thank you for joining. Grateful. If you don't have a logging book yet, please log your trades. It's very important, people, especially for the mindset. I will end the YouTube stream right now. See you all tomorrow, same time, same place.